Good morning and welcome to the Return Homestead. My name is Mike and my wife Marty and I homestead 6 acres in northeastern Kentucky. Today we're just really glad that springtime is finally here and we're taking advantage of all the bounty that's already out here in the field. For example, there's these dandelions that popped up over the course of the last week, and they are something worth harvesting. So these dandelion flowers we'll use for teas. They can be used fresh or dried. Just steep them in hot water 10 to 15 minutes for a real nice earthy herbal tea. Now the best parts of the dandelion are actually in the ground. It's the roots that make the most potent teas for medicinal purposes. But this time of year it's just nice to have some bounty popping up out of the ground we can take advantage of after seeing all that snow and ice. And here's the Cleavers Marty and I are keeping an eye on. It's starting to grow and spread out as well. And how about this, the aptly named Virginia Spring Beauty, also known as a fairy spud. It has a tuber that can be eaten. Even before the dandelions came up, we noticed these grape hyacinth pushing up out of the grass all over the place. Marty has already harvested some of these. They have a slightly grape reminiscent fragrance, and she uses these to make a hair rinse. So she's already got some fermenting on the counter for later on this year. Another commonly seen plant in the springtime is the purple or red deadnettle. This may look like a weed by the way it comes up all over the place, but this is actually a member of the mint family. It is edible. You can simply eat the leaves in a salad or just eat them raw. They can also be cooked. Very high in vitamins A and C, often used medicinally for skin treatments. And here's a common violet. Contains salicylic acid, commonly known as aspirin. And down at the bottom of the property, I was looking in the tree line thinking about all of these blackberries that I was going to have to cut back, just wild blackberries. And I got to looking at them closer. The stems are not square, which is what you'd expect from a blackberry. These are round and reddish. This is actually a raspberry. According to Google, this appears to be a black raspberry. So we're looking forward to not only harvesting some berries off of this, but perhaps propagating this plant and getting it into cultivation. Also found down here in the tree line is a little plant that I noticed while driving by that could be one of two things. It's either garlic mustard, which is an invasive plant from China, or it could be perennial honesty, which is a little bit more useful and a little bit nicer plant to have around. We won't know until the flowers grow on it though, so I'll have to keep an eye on this one. And it has a neighbor right here that appears to be a Buckeye. Now, these are good for hummingbirds, but they are toxic to humans and livestock. Every part of the plant is poisonous. And then heading up the hill from the tree line, following some cross fencing, there is this massive vine that's growing right out of the middle of the fence. And when I say massive, I mean it looks like this vine has been neglected for quite some time, and it goes on for about 30 feet or so up the fence. Haven't paid attention to how far it goes down the fence. And I'm not really sure what this vine is. It could be some sort of a trumpet vine. It could also be some sort of a grape. There's no telling if this is going to produce fruit or not. We're going to have to wait till we get some leaves on it to even identify what it is. This shriveled up leaf at the end is not enough to tell us. But you can see this is a substantial vine anyway. And I will need to clean these cattails out of the lake. There's way too many of them. I wish I had taken the seed heads off before they started spreading out here in the spring. But on the other side of the lake, we have an American Redbud. And this one managed to survive the cold weather, so the buds didn't get burnt off of it. Also by the lake is some Teasel. This has some bioactive compounds that make an excellent anti-inflammatory. And in all this looking around on the ground, I couldn't help but to keep looking up. And what I saw in the sky above me was just mind-numbing. All right, so you can see the grid going in. It's pretty obvious. What is this, like a supervisor coming through? Checking out the grid, making a big U-turn. Since moving on to the new property, we've had plenty of opportunity to stare at the skies and see what's going on up there. Check this one out. So no trail from that plane, but all of these trails are already in the sky. Our Belle of Georgia peach we just planted has blooms coming out on it. And we'll knock these blooms off. We want to grow roots this year. But for right now, we'll just enjoy looking at them. And the cold air did not take the blooms off of the crabapple, so it's still good to go for springtime. This is where we're going to be working today. I've built a small 4x4 bed that we're going to put here underneath the crabapple. That's going to provide shade onto the bed, and we're going to grow ginger. Ginger prefers shade or dappled light. This should work out nice for it. And we ended our day out with the Silkies again. We've got some potatoes in buckets. They do need to be watered. These are purple Majesty potatoes. Looking forward to seeing how well they produce, but we got to keep them wet in the meantime. We do hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the property with the springtime plants coming out all over. We hope you'll get out and take a look around your own place. See what you find coming up here in the spring. It's time for you, like us, to return to the land, return to labor, and return to life. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to do that. And while you've got the window open, hit that thumbs up icon to let the algorithm know you enjoyed the video. They'll share it out with more people. And we'll see you next time.